Jim Brown dies at age of 87, his greatest moments. On May 18, 2023, Jim Brown, one of the greatest professional and college football players of all time, passed away. In this video, we look at his many athletic talents, untimely exit from football, fearless activism, and the scandals that shadowed him. And be sure to watch to the end. We've saved the best for last, his greatest moments that etched his name into the annals of sporting history. Chapter 1. Jimmy of all trades. Do you know what's truly strange? Jim Brown once termed lacrosse the most beautiful game he had ever played. Can you believe it? Yes, Brown was a jack, or should we say, Jimmy of all trades. He was a force to be reckoned with, not just in football, but also on the lacrosse field. And as a testament to this, he was actually the first black player ever to be inducted into the Hall of Fame for lacrosse. But that's not all. During his time at Syracuse University, Brown actually excelled in 4 different sports: track and field, basketball, lacrosse, and of course, football. However, as fate would have it, football eventually captured his heart and became his true calling. In a 2000 interview with the NFL Network, Brown explained why football resonated with him so deeply. In every way, stamina-wise, mentally, courage, it pushes you to the brink and you can either deal with it or you can't, Brown said. Chapter 2. Man of Speed. Now, countless defensive players in the NFL made it their life's mission to stop Brown, but none claimed victory. With his chiseled 6'2", 230-pound frame, Brown scoffed at the mere idea of running out of bounds on a play. His rare combination of power, speed, and quickness allowed him to do more than just plow through tacklers. He easily zipped around them, leaving them in his wake. As you might know, rushing for 100 yards in a single game is still considered the gold standard for running backs. But remarkably, Brown averaged over 100 yards per regular season game throughout his entire career, a feat no other player in NFL history has achieved. Chapter 3. Untimely, shocking football exit and acting career. Now let's talk about a defining moment in Jim Brown's career, his untimely and shocking exit from the game. It was the summer of 1966, and at 30, Brown was still at the peak of his playing abilities. The previous year, he had won his 3rd Associated Press NFL MVP award, solidifying his status as a true football icon. But Brown was more than just an athlete. He aspired to become a movie actor. That summer, he found himself in England filming the World War II film, The Dirty Dozen. Unfortunately, production delays caused him to be late for the Cleveland Browns training camp. Team owner Art Model, seeking to assert his authority, imposed fines on Brown for the days he missed. But Jim Brown wasn't one to back down easily, and in a shocking move, he retired from football. A few days before making his announcement, Brown penned a defiant letter to Modell, expressing his disappointment in the owner's statements. And then a year after his sudden retirement, he would further solidify his growing legend by organizing what would become known as the Cleveland Summit. Chapter 4. Activism. Now, let's dive into a pivotal chapter of Jim Brown's life, his involvement in activism. During the era, several prominent black athletes, including basketball stars Bill Russell and Lou Alcindor, later known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, joined forces with Brown in a gathering to discuss the situation surrounding boxing champion Muhammad Ali. Ali had faced repercussions for his refusal to fight in the Vietnam War, resulting in the stripping of his heavyweight title and impending legal charges. The athletes gathered in Cleveland to deliberate on Ali's stance, but reports suggest there was more to these meetings. Brown and others potentially had a financial stake in Ali, considering a plan for him to participate in exhibition matches for U.S. troops in exchange for having his charges dropped. However, Ali declined the proposal, staying true to his principles. Nevertheless, Brown and his fellow athletes stood united in their support for Ali, and the summit became a significant moment in the history of athlete activism. From that point onward, Brown would continue to be deeply involved in activism. Enjoying the video thus far? Why don't you hit the like button and subscribe? Done? Great. Now, Brown took a unique approach to activism, diverging from the belief in the power of marching and protest. In a 2010 interview, Brown expressed admiration for civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr.'s courage and sincerity, but disagreed with King's strategy of passive resistance. According to Brown, "I didn't think that nonviolence was a solution to the problem of inequality in America. So I thought economic development and a sense of cultural power would be a better way to fight, because capitalism in America was riding high and you need resources." In 1988, Brown established the amer-i-can Foundation to combat gang violence that plagued inner-city communities in Southern California, where he resided. The foundation gave young Black individuals the tools to pursue economic development and cultural empowerment. Brown's house became a gathering place for peaceful meetings between rival gangs such as the Crips and Bloods. Anti-death penalty activist Akilah Sherrills attended some of these meetings and embraced the amer-i-can message. Brown told them, "Give me an opportunity to show you a different way of going about doing business, a different way of living your life, and I promise you, you will never have to worry about sustaining yourself economically, taking care of your families, and taking care of your community for the rest of your life." However, even amid his impactful activism, a troubling irony existed in Jim Brown's life. Chapter 5. Not a Ladies' Man. While Jim Brown preached about empowerment and personal responsibility to others, his personal life painted a different picture, particularly in his relationships with women. Between 1965 and 1999, Brown faced multiple accusations, trials, and even a jail term for incidents of sexual and physical assault. One notable case was the infamous 1968 altercation in Hollywood with a young female model, resulting in her injuries. Brown claimed she fell trying to evade the police, but she later revealed to filmmaker Spike Lee that he had indeed pushed her off the balcony. Over the years, Brown partially accepted responsibility, but often blamed the media for the public's perception of these incidents, citing inaccurate reporting. No convictions emerged from the charges against him, primarily due to the women involved deciding not to pursue the cases after initially calling the police. Sports journalist Dave Zirin emphasized the complex factors at play, including sex, politics, racism, and power dynamics within a society that historically ignored and enabled violence against women. Chapter 6. Greatest Moments. Jim Brown had numerous incredible moments throughout his football career. Let us run through 10 of his greatest moments. 1. All-American, 1956. Brown earned consensus first-team All-American honors at Syracuse University, where he set records and showcased his talent. 2. Single-game rushing record, 1957. In just his 9th NFL game, Brown rushed for an NFL record 237 yards on 31 carries, scoring 4 touchdowns in a game against the Los Angeles Rams. 3. MVP and Rookie of the Year, 1957. Brown became the only player to be named Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season, leading the league with 942 yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. 4. MVP and single-season rushing leader, 1958. Brown won his second MVP award by rushing for 1,527 yards and 17 touchdowns, breaking the single-season rushing record. 5. Single-season rushing leader, 1963. In the expanded 14-game season, Brown had his best year, setting a new record with 1,863 rushing yards and an average of 6.4 yards per carry. 6. NFL champion, 1964. After a 5-year playoff drought, Brown led the Cleveland Browns to the NFL Eastern Conference title and a 27-0 victory in the championship game against the Baltimore Colts. 7. Third MVP honor, 1965. Brown won his third MVP award while leading the league in rushing, solidifying his place as one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. 8. Retirement, 1966. Brown retired at 29, holding every major rushing record at the time. His decision to pursue a career in movies and break barriers outside of football remains significant. 9. Hall of Fame, 1971. Jim Brown was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility, honoring his remarkable contributions to the sport. 10. NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team, 2019. Brown was selected as one of the 12 running backs on the NFL's 100th Anniversary All-Time Team, a testament to his enduring legacy and impact on the game. That wraps up our video on Jim Brown. What do you remember Jim Brown for? His football accomplishments or off-the-pitch exploits? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more.